You guys probably can't see this, but over yonder, past that cow pasture, is the Callahan Castle.
To learn a bit more about the Callahan Kingdom, which apparently thrived in the 1500s, I went to visit the best-selling author, podcast host, and impromptu Irish historian, Blind Boy.
That'd be the real O'Callahan shit. So you had a strange thing in Ireland, right, where you had these things called petty kingdoms, multiple little kingdoms, tiny little kingdoms. But the story is, there was a dude called Callahan, and Callahan was a king. Callahan means a bright head. So he either had really blonde hair or was mad smart, and we don't know. So Callahan was feuding with the Vikings of Limerick. Callahan was feuding with them, and he was feuding with Irish kings up in Leinster, up in Dublin. The Vikings and the Leinstermen, they kidnapped Callahan. And what they also did is they ritualistically tortured him and humiliated him. But then while he was kidnapped, because he was so important, it united all the small kingdoms of Munster, and they came together to go and rescue Callahan. So they rescued him. And when they rescued him from the Vikings and Dublin people and took him back, then he had his revenge. And he defeated the Vikings of Limerick, and he defeated the people in Dublin to legitimise kingship.
I could hardly believe it. Royalty. Little old me. Wow. At that point, I had to lay eyes on the castle. And after some words of directional wisdom from our friend in Mallow...
It's on the River Blackwater, Drumneen Castle. That's where they had O'Callaghan's. So they have a stronghold there, actually.
We started off down the narrow, flora-covered Irish path toward the Callahan Kingdom, where unfortunately, I ran into our first literal roadblock. A gate, coupled with a herd of angry cows. And a sign.
Unfortunately, it's now owned by the Irish sugar plantation, so I can't access it.
It seemed impassable, but then I recalled some advice from earlier in the day.
Get a drone, maybe, fly around.
So that's what I did, and finally I was able to lay eyes on what remained of our castle.